Also, James whenever we chat to us about the Pulsar reporter. Thanks, James. Take it away.
Okay, so this is just a impromptu quick talk on where you can pay, unfortunately, but pay to get a test drive on a new vehicle without having to deal with salespeople. So Mevo is a car share service available in Wellington, Hamilton. We've got about 6 or 7 types of the newer vehicles on the market, petrol and electric. I wanted to test drive one of these, so I grabbed it off there. I've got a work trip tomorrow, so $150 for 24 hours to test drive a relatively new electric vehicle. So I thought I'd give it a go. So what this is the 2022 Pulsar 2. If you were to go out and buy one today, you'd be getting the 2023, obviously, which is almost exactly the same, just a few updates electronically. So this is a base model, apparently, 69 kilowatts, which is 69 kilowatt hours, which is the size of the battery, and it's 170 kilowatt front wheel drive vehicle. And if I quickly reference my notes about the other ones, it also comes two other models that have a larger battery, and the top model will do 350 kilowatts. And that's four-wheel drive, or all-wheel drive. So essentially, it's Pulsar. It is Pulsar used to be Volkswagen's performance arm.
Volvo.
What did I say? No. Volvo. Yes, Volvo's performance arm, and they kind of parted that off, and this is actually made, I believe, mostly made in China by Geely, but it's still based on the XC40 platform, I believe. So it's still Volvo through and through in terms of its quality. And yeah, it's what we're seeing now with the newer electric cars. This was probably the first thing more closely resembling a sedan on the market that could actually tow, which is why I'm considering buying one. Your other option is you can go see Aaron about a BMW. So yeah, it's really nice to drive, easy driving. The reason I'm so interested in EVs, particularly for a daily driver as opposed to things to play with, very little to go wrong with this. There's essentially pretty much one moving part in the drivetrain in terms of the power system, that being the stator of the motor, as opposed to the hundreds in a modern petrol vehicle. So your reliability mechanically should be a hell of a lot better if you're just looking for something for a daily driver as opposed to something to tinker on. Yeah, it's an EV. They're here, they're fun to drive, they're very fast, and they have all the torque from zero.
So why are you considering one of those versus whatever else is on the market, as an EV?
Basically, form factor and pricing. Price-wise, by the way, I have just been asking after what the current, i.e. next year's price list is. I haven't got that yet. Model before extras was $70,000. The EV tax is, of course, in that. And what the market seems to be normalizing to is the fact that you'll pay extra up front because the car company can't make all that money from you afterwards with all the servicing cost and repairs. So they know they're more reliable, so they're getting you at the front end rather than through the life of the vehicle. Which, well, that's the thing. Batteries in these, I mean, everyone talks about a 10-year battery in an EV. That was the Nissan Leaf. That was the second production vehicle to be made, and its battery design was crap. This should last, the battery should last at least 25 years, and at that point, it'll be at 80% of what it was when you got it, and you can still happily use it like that for many more years. So it's quite a misnomer in this day and age about the batteries. They will last unless you've got some sort of defect. And like these come, which is fairly standard for EVs these days, with an 8-year warranty on the battery. 8 years. So if usually, and that's most of the brands, the way that works is after, within the span of the warranty, if the range of the battery has dropped by a certain percentage, they will fix it up for you. And that's usually like if it's dropped by 20% in that time, which means there is something wrong with the battery. Yeah, so just a quick impromptu talk. Has anyone got any questions otherwise?
What was that car rental testing service that you were using? I missed that.
Mevo. Mevo.
Oh, Mevo.
Yeah.
The car's not a Pulsar Mevo. Mevo is actually the.
Yeah, that's the rental cars branding, rental company's branding. Yeah, and it's designed. The rental company is designed for like cross-town work, so you can. It's like 90 cents a minute, or $30 an hour, or $150 a day, and you just download the app and go look on the map where the nearest car is. You just park it anywhere in Wellington Central. And go. Sorry?
Then don't pay for parking.
Yeah.
So if you charge it up, Mevo pays for it?
Yep. So that's all charging, parking, and supposedly they clean them and stuff as well, was all included in the cost of it. So nice little service if you're in town and need to get somewhere in a hurry.
So
That's what it's mainly.
120 for that Polestar.
What? No,
so
70.
I'll just follow on Mevo now. If they've got a range of things like smaller and more practical, smaller round town type cars for less money.
Yeah, so they've got, at the top end of what they've got in Wellington is they've got Tesla Model 3s and these.
Yeah.
Being the electric ones, they're $150 a day. I think they're around $90 for the rest of the fleet, which are sort of mid-size petrol cars. It's an MG. I've got they do Volkswagen Polos as well. I think that's the cheapest ones.
Okay.
So, yeah. Anyway, with that said, I will hand over to Simon, who has something much more interesting.
Briefly, what sort of range do you expect to get out of?
Range on the short range. Come back. Yeah, 440 Ks for this base model one. 540 Ks for the long range 2-wheel drive. 480 Ks when you add all-wheel drive, because that's less efficient. And it's more powerful, and people tend to put their foot down more. Right, any other last questions?